All right, so the Cottonwood Crusher is complete. It was a 45-mile fat bike ride in Buena Vista, Colorado. I had about 5,600 feet of climbing on 2 climbs, up and over the Continental Divide twice. And it was hosted by Jeff Kirkove. He works for Ergon, he's been there a long time. He put it all together, and there was about 40 to 45 of us that showed up to ride. So in this video I'll have some clips from the ride, from the adventure, and I'll also kind of go over the bike I was on, the gear I had, and what worked, what didn't work. So let's get into it.
This year you guys are in for a treat. I mean, this is as good as it's going to get as far as the weather, the grooming, everything. So really the only thing I want to make sure to express is like, give snowmobiles the right of way. We're kind of playing in their terrain, even though it is open to bikes and skiers and stuff like that. Take care of yourself. There's no reason that anybody should get frostbite or frostnip. Everybody looks like they have much clothes, so it's good. It will be considerably colder on the other side of the pass. Expect it to be below 0. I've been over there 3 times this winter already, and it's been below 0.
Alright, 4.5 miles in. It's a 7-mile climb from the start to the Continental Divide. It burns. Going a whopping 4.4 miles an hour. It's my first fat bike race. It's 45 miles long, 5,600 feet of climbing on 2 climbs. Max altitude, 12.1 on the divide. We started at like 10. Lead group of about 7 is right around that corner. This is what's going on. So far, the hardest parts is trying to stay trying to stay online. Especially while filming. Second is, I normally don't wear a hydration pack, so my back muscles are kind of cramping from that. And I didn't give my breakfast burrito enough time to digest, so my stomach's cramping at about an hour in. Now we have to go across this bowl for avalanche warning. We're going up that way. Now we're walking. Too steep at way too high of elevation. Gotta save those legs. Descending. Yeah, buddy. We'll do a loop down here around a reservoir, and then we gotta climb 14 miles back up to the divide. I don't know where everybody's at, but there's maybe like 6 in front of me, somewhere up here. Yeehaw! This is freaking sweet. Wow, it's cold down here. Took some salt pills. Cramps are gone. Got my hydro pack on my back unfrozen. Started drinking that to take some weight off. My nostrils are freezing, I can feel that. Oh, So good though. This climb we're on right now, about 14 miles back to the top of the divide. And it's a beast. I can just hear my heart rate throbbing in my ears. I've already stopped twice to eat and drink more. Got passed by 4 guys on this climb. And it's gonna take about 3 hours at 4 miles an hour. So we're not in Kansas anymore. You know, on a 3+ hour climb, you've got a lot of time to think. I'm thinking about pizza. I'm thinking about how insane this was to sign up for. I'm thinking that I never want to do a 13-mile climb on a fat bike at 4.5 miles again. I'm thinking if somebody's gonna catch me. I'm thinking about how fast everybody ahead of me is. I'm thinking about what my friends are doing today. I'm just randomly singing stuff to myself. Wow, cranking up this. We gotta go above tree line, up and over that. And then it's all downhill from there. I'm almost 10 miles into this climb, and I still have 1,000 feet to go to get there. So that's fun. Just keep pedaling. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I was on the Salsa Beargrease. It's a carbon frame, carbon fork, carbon wheels. I actually borrowed this from a friend a few days before the ride. Put my own saddle on, put some race face Chester pedals on. This is his Sodero frame bag. I put on a Sodero top tube bag and this Revelade Designs feed bag. These are his 45 North Cobra Fist pogies. Super nice, super warm. Dillinger 5s had 8 PSI in them. They're not studded. We have a 30 tooth, wolf tooth up front, and a 12-speed Eagle here in the back. Some really fun older Industry 9 torch hubs, about 300 points of engagement. That really helped getting on and off the bike. Extra tube here, this is my strap here. It's a company here in Colorado, makes it with the bow strap. Extra tube, ergon saddle. Up here I had my Garmin Edge 1030 Plus for navigation, sitting right here. This is a Paul GoPro mount. I was gonna film, but I forgot the little screw here, so that was just there. 2 bottles, 32 ounce, both had caffeinated tailwind in them. I put them in upside down with a hand warmer at the bottom. Top 2 bag had snacks. I had a lot of these Honey Stinger waffles. I also had beef jerky. I had this little bag for salt pills and ibuprofen. I also had an extra battery cache in here with a phone charger in case I had to charge anything. Frame bag, we had some winter Rafa gloves, another 32 ounce bottle, and a lot more snacks. We've got chapstick, we've got an extra link. I had some more salt pills in here, a lighter in case of emergency, having to start fire. This side we had a lot more snacks, extra hand warmers. These are pretty awesome because they have a zipper right here, so you can kind of ventilate. That was super nice. And then I think Neil outfitted this with styrofoam, or it comes that way. Had a Garmin Varia tail light right here on the rear. And then I also wore a Camelback with 50 ounces of straight water. So I had the two 32 ounce bottles with tailwind, caffeinated, and then 50 ounces of straight water in here. I wore this bag on top of my base layer and underneath of this Pearl Izumi thermal and this specialized kind of thermal. So it was under both of those, and I would blow air back in the tube when I was done and then shove this in my armpit and zip up so the hose wouldn't freeze. I forgot to do that a few times and it did freeze, so I had to wait for it to unthaw, shove it back in that armpit. I also had on a hip pack that had another pair of lightweight mountain bike gloves, all my tools from wheel pressure gauge, a tire pump, tire lever, Crank Bros multi-tool. It had sunscreen, probably some more snacks, and dyno plug, stuff like that. So that was underneath this thermal layer as well. I had on Pearl Izumi thermal pants with long underwear, and then I don't have winter cycling boots, so these are just my old trusty Gore-Tex insulated, like 1200 or 1800 gram hiking boots. So they worked well on these Chesters with these tall spikes here. Worked plenty well enough for traction. A few things that I would do different next time would be ride a fat bike more than 10 miles ever before signing up for something like this, and also just having more time in the saddle before the race. I haven't ridden more than maybe 4 hours in the last few months, and this was about a 6.5 hour day, so the sit bones were definitely feeling it, and that slowed me down quite a bit. One more tip and trick that I found out that was helpful was I kept some food down here, kind of on the inner layer, and I also kept some food in my pogies. Since it was nice and warm in there, it allowed that food to kind of stay from freezing. So I would also eat breakfast much earlier than on the way to the ride. My stomach was cramping up just because it was still trying to digest that breakfast burrito. But all in all, I mean, the bike's super capable. That was a major win for the day. All the gear worked. Didn't have any mechanicals, no problems like that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of take you through that and show you what I had and what went well. And overall, ready to get back out there on those grim fat bike trails. Cheers.